Bruce Foster, chewing the fat. Hope everybody's had a great week. As you can see, I was obviously up at Alex Heads at the weekend and watched the SCX event, which is my first event I've ever been to of that nature. I've never been to the SCX event. I believe it's been going for about the last 5-6 years. It's really just started to gain a bit more momentum as we've all came out of COVID. Man, I was blown away. It was just a fantastic weekend. Some of the stuff I witnessed on the skateboard park, from the young ones, the female, the young girls, the young boys, and that they're all doing their stunts and their flips. I was just like, you really needed to see it to believe it, to be honest. It just shows the amount of talent that there is out there. Yeah, it was just amazing. The competition out on the water was great as well. Fantastic. Massive shout out to Matty O'Connor for putting that whole event together. It is a testament to him and his crew of people that helped to put that event together, and I'm actually looking forward to 2024. And if I can take one thing from it, or the one thing that I could come back from it and that summed up the whole weekend, was just the togetherness of everybody to get it done and working properly the way it should be. Listen, it wasn't without its little faults here and there, but they were minor, very, very minor. It was a great weekend's event and well worth a weekend up there just to watch it and hang out and just chill out and just take in the whole vibe, the whole event. So hats off to you, Matty. I'm looking forward to next year. Congratulations to everyone involved. So tonight, what do we have? We've got the boys from Bass Strait on, so I'll get them on now because we've changed it all up over the last couple of months or so. Where we try and get the guests on early so that it captures everybody's interest early on, and then we do the roundup at the end of towards the end of the show as well. So, and any last minute things that need to be talked about. So let me just get the boys in, and then we'll get started chatting with regards to what they've been up to and how they pulled it all off. So just a quick brief for those of you that are not aware. We've got Doug Cash, Aaron Tarbett, and Andrew Thompson on, and obviously known as the Bass Strait Boys. Let me just give them a buzz. Hopefully they'll all come on at the same time. So we'll see what happens. It's always a bit of a hit and miss when you bring on multiple people at the same time. So fingers crossed already. They asked me earlier on what time. I gave them the time. Sorry, there's Andrew on. G'day.
G'day, mate.
Doug, Andrew, how you doing, mate? I think Aaron's gone missing. Has he?
There he is.
There he is. There he is. Hang on a minute. I'll just put myself on. All right. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Bruce.
Just a quick shout out to everyone. I'm getting an echo in my headphones. I hope it's not sounding like an echo to everybody back home that's watching. So, fingers crossed. Good evening. Welcome again. So let me just... Andrew, I think you're just off the screen, but I'll get you moved. I'll get you fitted in. Don't know where's Aaron? Is Aaron there as well? Who's missing? Ah, there we go. There we go. There he is. There's Aaron now. Right, let me just fit the screen, and we'll get talking. So, gentlemen, exploits. What have you been up to? Care to explain to everyone?
You go first, Brendan.
No, lead the way, Aaron. Go for it, bud.
I don't know how good my internet's going to be, but I've made sure I've got the router right here. So,
Yeah. So, okay. So, what happened? Where have you been? Explain to everyone that's tuning in.
yeah, so I was just sitting back getting ready for this call. I was thinking, you know what? I haven't been out in my jet ski since I pulled out at Geelong. So that would have been a couple of weeks ago now. Got a little distracted to start thinking about where we're going to go next, but I haven't got anything planned yet. But yeah, so we've just come back from a trip down to Tasmania. It's the second time we've done that. We went late April and we're away for roughly, I think, only 10 days. We sort of anticipated 14 days. So
Okay.
big, heaps of fun.
And what made you want to do it a second time, given that you've already done it?
I think I was just following Brendan most of the way.
Let me stop you for a second. So, why do I have Andrew, Aaron, and Doug when it's actually Brendan? Where am I getting mixed? Where am I getting mixed up?
Yeah, I use, it's Brendan speaking. Yeah, and I use Doug as an alias on Facebook.
Why do I use Doug then?
I've always used Doug on Facebook, just for privacy reasons.
Right. Okay. Got you. Let me just. I'll leave it as Doug then. That'll just
Yeah,
confuse.
you can leave it as
That'll
Doug.
confuse people even more.
I answer to both. So.
Bet your wife does. I bet your wife doesn't call you by any of those names.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Glad you cleared up. I think there's something going on here.
Okay, so for Brendan, so what's your surname then? Is it Cash?
No. It's Whitty. Brendan Whitty.
Wiki, right, okay. And then
Yeah.
Aaron Tarbert and Andrew Thompson. Am I
Yep.
right there? Okay, cool. All right, okay. Now, who was it that posted the question? Aaron, you had a couple of things you wanted to clarify and you wanted to bring up. Planning your trip to Tassie, how did the ball start rolling on it?
That's been going on for some time, hasn't it? Whilst we left on the 19th and caught the ferry, yeah, we've been planning this for quite some time before that, getting the skis up to speed, getting all the gear, even a couple of practice runs here and there, making sure we had all the stuff. You know, we've done the same sort of trip last year, but we did the trip a fair bit better this year. Just the little things like, you know, you don't need 7 torches, you don't need 9 pairs of jeans, you only need a spare pair of jeans, all that little stuff, and it kind of.
So is this right? Was this trip the same exactly the same trip as you did last year?
No, it was similar. Last year we crossed across with the jet skis and we came back with the jet skis.
Right.
But this year the jet skis got a free ride across on the ferry, and then we left the trail and we came back without the ferry. So we crossed on.
Okay. Which was good for you boys as well, because it means then that you could have a couple of beers on the way over.
Yes, shit.
It may be in a little bit of first night fever.
Yeah, listen, you guys have got to get you guys have got to get a little top up just as much as the skis do as well, you know. So, so what went well for you and what didn't? If you want to put, you know, if you can identify things that went well compared to last year, and maybe didn't this year. Like the weather looked like you had a couple of spells on the water where it was like glass.
Honestly, Brendan did a great job of picking the weather. Every single time we got out in the water, apart from 150k stretch, the conditions were better than expected.
Yep.
That was good. Even sometimes we were heading out, it's like, don't know how it's going to be, but often, or most of the times, all but one time I remember that the water was like heaps better than expected.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Brendan.
And what was bad? What were the bad things? What was the worst things that you had?
I'm in that stretch of water, guys, around the bottom of Bruny Island. I know at one stage, the seas were getting larger than what I'd been in before. And I had one eyeball on the wave in front of me and the other eyeball on the GPS reading down the Ks till we got around out of that rough stretch of water. So,
Yep.
Is
that your choice of what went wrong? What about Brendan? What about you and Andrew? How did you feel about it all? What was good and bad for you boys?
Oh, look, one of the funniest things, I guess, was when one of us took a swim off a beach, accidentally ejected from the ski.
Ah, so it wasn't intentional then.
It was quite a funny moment. And I guess it sort of highlighted a bad point because we used like Cardo Pack Talk intercoms. And unfortunately, when they were in the water, one of the Pack Talks stopped working.
Oh.
But fortuitously, we had some pretty good support crews, and one of my mates, or our mates here in Canberra, Ron, we got on the phone to him, and he rang around and managed to source a new one and got it sent ahead of us, or sent to us, and we picked it up and we continued the journey. So yeah, I guess it was a funny thing and a bad thing, but it was also such a great positive.
Bit of a blessing. Again, it's another learning curve for you for future.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, things can go wrong when you least expect it, and I was too busy laughing to realise that something had gone wrong when I saw someone in the water. But anyway, we'll let it want to.
What about yourself, Brendan? What went good for you and what went bad for you?
Look, I reckon every day was a highlight. We did something different, and the people we were travelling with and doing things with was just fantastic. So every day was brilliant. I think the only time that something went wrong where I was concerned was one day we left St. Helens and we ended up going through this unexpected fog with fairly rough water. And it was not long after Aaron had lost his intercom, and visibility was probably down to about 100 metres, 50 to 100 metres.
Right.
It was pretty rough water. And
so in that situation then, Brendan, does that mean like you guys, like when you ride over in a group, how close are you to usually when you're riding together when it's normal conditions?
In that situation, we put Aaron in between us in case, and that way Tom and I both still had intercoms.
Yeah. So
we'd say if someone fell off or in more trouble. But it was in that moment when it went through my mind, I forgot to put the VHF radio in my PFD that morning. It was in the front hatch of the ski. I was thinking, gee, where are my flares or where's my other safety gear? And what things you become blasé about, because you just sort of been doing it for so long and just probably not as conscientious about the high level of safety. Everything's easy until it's not. And how quickly things can just go tits up, like in that day.
Yeah, true.
Fortunately, it only lasted, about half an hour or so, going through those rough conditions. But there was very, very poor visibility, and we were only, maybe 20 metres apart, riding in single file, just chopping through those oceans there. And I was concerned then. Yeah.
Right, okay.
But apart from that, everything else was a highlight. It was tough going around the bottom of Bruny Island, I will say that. Yep. It was.
Hey, listen, you were with stellar company. That's what it was. Got a shout out for you boys.
We're all too proud to say we're concerned at the time.
But my perspective there, like in that fog there, I was the person without the radio, but it's good to, like, we all come around the corner and see the same stuff, and I know I'm just following Andrew out the front there, and I know I'm only just out of his spray, and I know that I've got them behind me, and I know Brendan and Andrew keep talking all the time, they know where I am, so I've got some comfort in that. I don't feel like if I fall off again for the second time, I'll be left there for a couple of days.
But that was just how quickly things can go wrong. Like, I reckon within 20 minutes, we saw the fog rolling in. We thought, gee, look at that. What's that coming towards us? And it just wasn't, we weren't expecting it.
And
it wasn't forecast either.
What did you have a support crew on land?
No, we don't have any.
So it was just the three of you?
Yeah, just the three of us. We don't have any support crew. Other than that, we do have Carolyn Pillins is fantastic. She lives down in Tassie, and she was tasked with just keep monitoring us remotely via the internet with a tracking device, and she'd check on us.
So you had which one of you had the tracking device? All three of you, or just one of you?
All three of us, and we carry multiple tracking devices with us as well, and as backup units as well. Yeah, okay. So tracking devices in the iPhones, also with GPS, and we had lots of tracking devices on us.
So your safeguards were if like how were you notifying anyone if you were coming into difficulty?
Well, we have what do you call it, Garmin devices,
Yeah.
which have emergency beacons on them, which you can activate that. We're also carrying PLB devices in the vest.
Yeah.
We also have the, what do you call it, the units in the ski? Help me out, Tomo.
The
UHF radio.
Oh, we had VHF radio as well, but the other GPS device in the ski, what do you call them?
yeah.
Garmin.
Yeah. Anyway.
AirTag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
EPIRDs.
the EPUB.
Yeah, we had EPIRDs in the skis. We have a lot of backup devices.
Right, okay.
And
now, on a daily basis then, with them, although you've got them, were you notifying, like the Coast Guard or anything like that, that you were going from A to B on a daily basis? So that if you didn't get to B and you weren't, and for whatever reason you couldn't, nothing went off, for example, like as an extra backup, or did you not bother with that? Was that just really a case of relying on the EPIRB and the PLB and that?
Carolyn Pillins was our main person. She was our go-to person for everyone in case of emergency, and she was monitoring our progress probably hourly. Yep. And so if she saw we weren't moving, or if we were in distress of any sort and an emergency signal went out, she was the first person to be notified, and she'd respond and act accordingly. Yeah.
Okay. Why Tassie?
Sorry, it's probably important to note there that we kind of said it fairly lightly. We didn't have a support crew. We do have a reasonably good support crew. We don't have a road crew following us.
Right. Okay. Yep.
But Karen knows when we're on the water, always knows where we're going, when we should be off the water, and she also keeps track of us throughout the day to know their GP.
Yeah. So they know that you'll be at point B by approximately by a certain time.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Why Tasmania?
Because New Zealand's too far away.
You need to do what Lindsay Warner did, boys.
Yeah.
You need to go on the Lindsay Warner bandwagon.
Lindsay Warner was meant to be with us.
What happened?
Yeah, Willie Ski was stuck in New Zealand. He couldn't get it back in time. So he pulled out of the trip.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was. We were looking forward to having him along.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have been good fun.
So we catch up with Lindsay regularly, and we saw him last time he was in Victoria.
Cool.
And
I had him on here. Oh, probably maybe about 6 weeks ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, I think it was, talking about his trip around New Zealand, and man, that was some adventure he went on.
Yeah.
So
he's a whole new level, that bloke, isn't he?
I got to admire him for it though. He does a lot of things that a lot of people only dream about doing. So
we take a spare PLB or a spare radio. He takes a spare jet ski. He's well prepared, that bloke.
He's got the full rig, like the fuel setup that he's got for his ski is absolutely out of this world.
Yeah.
It's like he could keep going and going. He could probably ride to New Zealand from Australia with that setup, if he wanted, if he put his mind to it. Maybe that is his next plan, because he wouldn't divulge what he was thinking about. So maybe that is his next plan.
I don't know. We look forward to riding with him again soon anyway, So
yeah, he's a good bloke.
But you're talking about fuel just then. That one of the game changers for us this year was we put a bow tank in the ski, which came from Shoreline Yamaha up in Brisbane.
Oh yeah, Geordie.
There's a 40-litre bow tank, and all three of us had those in the ski.
Nice one.
And that made a massive difference to our ride this year.
Cool.
In the fact that we could balance the load better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good.
Compared to last year.
So how did you find that? How did you locate that? Was it something you were aware about, that you knew of, that you could get, but you just couldn't find it anywhere?
Oh, Shoreline advertise it, yeah.
Oh, they advertise it, right? Okay, got you. All right. Yeah, there seems to be a bit more of a focus on it. I've noticed it around here that there's more companies around here, or dealers, that are focused on the long trip stuff. So even the manufacturers, the ski brands are starting to come up with skis that can go further. So they're starting to recognise people are doing long trips. It's not all short trips.
We're carrying 215 litres on our skis.
Is that all?
Is that all? If we wanted to set a flare off, that's what we don't go.
I got a friend that did that years ago when he was out on the waves. He jumped in a few waves. He had a flare rolling about in his, next to his fuel tank. He was blissfully unaware until he got to shore that it was actually rolling around. And we were like, "You are so lucky that never went off."
I know a bloke that dropped a flare. He went to let the flare off, and he hadn't read the instructions properly, and it got so hot he dropped it into the footwell of the ski.
Bloody hell!
Fortuitously, it bounced out of the ski into the ocean.
That was lucky then. That was lucky.
But yeah, he could have set off the best signal you'd see for a bloody 50 mile, you know.
He would. He certainly would. Now, what was the other? Was some of the other questions that
we actually let quite a few flares off on our trip, Bruce. Probably more than our fair share. I think I probably had to use.
They were obviously not. Were they for? They wouldn't have been for distress.
No, these were just for shits and giggles and for learning purposes. We organised a test day down at Dover on the beach.
Right,
and,
okay.
But how many did we let off, guys? Probably all together.
Yeah, 40 or 50, I guess. Yeah.
So something tells me that alcohol might have played a part in this one.
No, it was.
Not that I would expect you to admit it.
No, not at all. It was properly organised and approved through MAST, the Marine and Safety Tasmania.
Yeah.
And we had permission to do it, and we had police approval and notification. And we joined in with the Tas Jet Ski Club and did a demonstration and a practice exercise for, I don't know how many people, Tomo?
20 people.
Nice
20 people.
20.
Yep.
Yeah, and there weren't too many near misses.
Yeah.
Listen, the snigger suggests that there might have been.
Some people's eyesight's not as good as you think it is at 300 metres, but
I won't ask you. I won't ask for details on that.
Someone let off a parachute flare, and we said, "Whatever you do, don't aim it in that direction."
And that's what they did.
We watched it go over the back of a boat, and we're going, "Oh fuck!"
Where did it end up?
Well, fortunately, well clear. But,
okay, so I'm not familiar with Tassie. My geography with Tasmania is not the best. So one of the questions that Aaron was obviously looking to try and wanted to get out there was, where about did you go? How many stops did you make in Tassie?
How many stops did we make?
Yeah, how many? Where about in Tasmania did you go that as you worked your way around and up? You didn't do a full circumnavigation, did you?
No, not Tasmania. No, our big ticket item, the trip home, started at Hobart, and then from Hobart we made our way up to Tribunna for the first night, which is a nice 200 k's ish. Right. And then second night we headed from there up to St Helens, and then from St Helens we set off from there, and that's when we went through the fog and we made it up to White Mark. So. Now
you did. I did notice that you. Give me a second. I'm just going to resize it because I'm going to play a video. Let's see how this one goes. Let me get this right for you. Now this is the video that you guys put up on YouTube. Let me just play it.
Oh, so this one doesn't have me falling off, does it?
No, it was the 6.5 minute video that you guys posted when you completed your trip. Traveling. Oh, check that.
Sun's out. Go there.
Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. I beg and please, singing. Things unsaid. Should an apple off my head. Trouble that can be named. Tigers waiting to be tamed.
Charlie a ring at one point. Custom made for jet ski. head, mate. Big head. Yeah.
Oh, big head. I thought you said something else there. Sorry. I'm way to bleep it out there.
Leaving Troyabunna on Anzac Day. What a cracker of a day.
What was like? What's Port Arthur like?
Full of fuel.
Dairy Port Aaron.
Stayed up when she's cold, which is hard.
What's Port Arthur like?
Good day, people.
But here,
Yeah, it does. Nice and warm, is it? The perfect day. No.
looks like the community.
I love all those dairy cans that the guys are. Yeah. I've got to say those.
We've just arrived at Little Muscle Row Bay. It's absolutely stunning here at the moment, and we're about to cross over Bass Strait. Conditions are way better than I could have hoped for. There's really no wind at all. I was expecting quite a strong breeze, and it looks fairly flat. Little Muscle Row Bay is where was our original target to get here in 2017. This was our goal, so it's a bit of a buzz to finally actually get here. And,
You look like a copper on a bike.
Can you feel it? Now it's coming back,
Jack,
steal it.
like you've got one of
If
those
we bridge this gap, I can see you through the curtains of the waterfall.
Probably scare a few people when we come up beside them.
When I lost it, yeah, you held my hand, but I tossed it. Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall. So say
It always reminds me of some of the islands way up north in
From I was in his element.
well, we rushed it, moving way too fast, and we crushed it. Runs in the past, we can make this.
Oh, who's that little friend?
just stunning. My daughter, Sinead.
Yeah, wombats. There's a lady
Wombats,
on,
yeah.
there's a lady on Flinders Island called Kate Mooney that I'd heard of years ago and sort of followed her, and she adopts wombats, looked after them, might have been roadkill or whatever, takes care of the wombats. And I just saw her getting up to the school bus and white mark and the door, and I picture that's that lady, I bet. I'm going to say good day, and then you know that get a pair of wombats on the bus as well. School kids just pay themselves,
Just take the wombats one.
Well, I'm just a boy.
Here they come, the last dash to the finish line. Big day today, these fellas. I hope they stop before land.
Yeah, we rode it big on. We had a nice walking through there.
Somebody's got you, man.
And you rush to me, and it sets us free, so I fall to my knees.
Brother-in-law,
A couple of 100 metres to go.
yeah.
So
Oh, and they're back. Oh, they've run out of fuel. They've run out of petrol.
The jacket. There'll be quite a few people of our beach doing it. Just out route on the way home.
No, you did that. You did that one chunk.
Yeah, that was 7 days.
No, I mean from last part of the Geelong.
Flinders Island to Geelong. Yeah,
It was
it's one
Flinders
day.
Island to Geelong, right? Okay, which was how far?
466 kilometres.
And you did it in one hit?
Yeah, yeah.
We only had like 410 k's though. So.
Yeah, I was ready to quit at about 300 kilometres. These bastards kept wanting to get going. Oh, shit, really? Younger and fitter than
Where
me.
would you have stopped?
Well, originally,
Sun's out.
originally we were
Go there.
almost said, let's get going. We ended up at JETPILOT. Then we met a guy. Right, we need to get the server. This bloke Josh just walked up. Hey, can I tell us something? Yes, well, you need a hand. Where did this bloke come from? It's awesome. We wouldn't have made it home. We're very grateful for it.
It's meant to be.
Yeah. We just met with this
Okay, great job. Any plans?
I'm not got plans.
Nah, nothing at this stage. I just been worried about the river runs with the El Nino.
Confusion never stops. Closing walls and ticking clocks. Gonna come back.
I look, I reckon
and
it's
take
up
you
the
home.
East
I
Coast.
could
Trip
not
from Sydney
stop
back down to Melbourne, down through there would be awesome.
Leaving Troyabunna
Yep.
on Anzac Day. What a cracker of a day.
Beautiful part of the country.
And you're pulling these
Full of fuel.
ransom looking spots
Stayed
around.
up when she's cold, which is hard. But she did good day,
Did I get him along just to keep you company?
I was thinking about it because you need to
Yeah, so we're warm, we're going to eat rice.
Nice and warm, is it? Both leave.
Hey, guys, you're always welcome on to me. Always welcome.
Yeah. Be nice.
I hear the West Sundays is good.
Yeah. It's a bit far from home for me, but it's just not up there.
Now, Brendan, you're the only one that's
Yeah.
you're not.
We just arrived at Little Muscle Row Bay. It's absolutely stunning here at the moment, and we're about to cross over Bass Strait. Conditions are way better than I could have hoped for. There's really no wind at all. I was expecting quite a strong breeze,
Yeah, how did that
and it
happen?
looks fairly flat. Little Muscle Row Bay is where was our original target to get here in 2017. This was our goal, so it's a bit of a buzz to finally actually get here.
Can you feel it? Now it's coming back. We can steal it. If we bridge this gap, I can see
You
it
asked before what
through
one
the
of the hardest
curtains
things
of the waterfall.
I think it's being prepared to leave your ski behind.
When I lost it, yeah, you
You gotta be
held my
prepared to
hand,
jump
but I
30,000
tossed it. Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall.
There's not a lot of people prepared.
No, but then, to be honest with you, Brendan, there's a lot of
Just it before you go, because we've got to clean it.
Yeah, well, that's it. You guys are well prepared.
What do you do, Connor?
Well, we rushed it,
Yeah.
moving way too
Put the
fast.
anchor
We
out and
crushed it,
walk up to
but it's in the
I mean,
past.
there's a fantastic way to
I
travel.
think that's probably more appropriate.
Sinead.
Oh my
It's
God.
not about the niceness of anywhere, it's just the fact that you get to it.
We won't focus really on what can go right.
Yeah, I would
What can
need
go
it.
wrong, so, that is wrong. I actually, pretty close to your miss. My ski, I reckon, head across the use fence. I use
I'm just a boy with
Here they come, the last dash to the finish line. Big day today for these fellas. I hope they stop before land.
Now I'm falling down, crashing down, come around. And you rush to me and the sets us free, so I fall to my knees.
Couple of 100 metres to go.
So say,
Well, you do say
Oh, and they're back. Oh, they've run out of fuel. They've run out of petrol.
Brendan, over the front of. Hang on a minute.
I wouldn't be saying this. I wouldn't be saying this on a recording, Aaron. Yeah.
Oh, listen, guys, absolute pleasure. Really, thank you for sharing your little adventure. I can't wait to see what you guys get up to next.
We say it's time to ditch the ordinary and get familiar with
I
the
don't know what we've
unfamiliar.
got planned
Let us
next.
take
We've
you
got
to
no
new
plans,
heights
so-
or new lows. Let's get those senses overloaded with a little bit of this, or this, or this, or this, or
One of
what
you
about
at some
just
point
this?
is going to have a
Book
brain
now
failure
at virginaustralia.com.
and you'll immediately message them off, message the crew and say, hey, I've got this great idea.
When you stay the stays,
Yeah.
you always get the whole home.
Andrews is probably, hey, I've
Because
got a great
is it
idea.
really a holiday home if you have to share the house with a host?
Look, we've done some great trips together the last few years. We've done some awesome trips, So it's just good mateship, just the holiday together, and
Exactly.
So,
that's what it's
yeah.
all about. That's what it's all about. Okay, you guys want to give a shout out to people before you go, and people in Tassie and the people that help you make it happen, family and whatever.
Go, Aaron.
Who's going? Who's going first?
Oh, you need more talking.
Look, I'll give a shout out to Shoreline Yamaha. Those tanks are fantastic. They're a game changer for us in those sort of trips,
Yep.
And a big thanks to Carolyn and Trevor Pillins down in Tassie and Jet Ski Tas community. We couldn't have done the trip without her support, because she had our back the whole time and watching us, and if something went wrong, we knew someone was on the ball and who was in a position to act as well. Because she's part of MAST as well, Carolyn. She's on the board of MAST, I believe, the Maritime and Safety Tasmania.
Yep.
So if you needed help and urgently, then she's the person to go to.
Yep.
So and also JETPILOT, fantastic gear. Those PFDs and those 60-litre backpacks that we're using. They're brilliant. Yeah. Jet Trek is coming up. I think we might try and get onto that. That looks like pretty exciting stuff in 2025.
The 25 one, I know that now. I think the 24 one, someone mentioned something to me about Jet Trek 24, and it was, I think it's up the Whitsundays somewhere and beyond, I think. I can't remember.
Yep.
But I know that two of our supporters are actually planning on doing it for charity, and they're hoping to raise $100,000. So, big fundraising effort. So, I said we would do what we can to help. So, get the word out.
Yep.
But,
also, Jet One Industries do some fantastic logos for your ski as well.
Good old Marty.
Done.
Good old Marty.
Marty's fantastic. Yeah.
Yep.
So, good on to him as well.
Yep.
And also to these two blokes. I wouldn't be doing any of these trips without these two characters. It's it's an awesome.
Listen, I can see the bromance here. I can just see the bromance. It's just a thing of beauty. Just a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
These interstate relationships are wonderful. Wonderful
We've
to
got two
see.
champion blokes there. It's good to know they've got your back if something goes wrong, So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talk about any bad ideas you may have on the day.
We'll talk you out of them or talk you into them.
Whatever
Yeah. Anyway,
All
it's
right.
been good. I don't know what they're going to do next year, but I'll join them. So.
You better be careful. It's been recorded now.
Yeah, right.
They're going to hold you to it depending on what it is they're doing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Andrew, anything you want to say before you go?
Nah, look, it's just I think these two guys are great to ride with. We all have a similar, I guess, style, and we we're not taking risks. We're enjoying what we do. We have fun along the way. But yeah, the support people, the jet ski, Taz and Carolyn, just fantastic. And I can't wait to see what the next adventure.
Like to be honest with you, boys, when I see these kind of trips from people like yourselves, it's not just always about the jet skiing. It's about meeting the new people in the places that you stop. You're meeting new people. They're getting to see what you get up to, and it's just it's just a great thing to see. So well done, well done.
Yep, that is more than half, sure. So
yeah, exactly. Aaron, anything?
Actually, as I started off saying, is like I haven't been on my jet ski since I got home, but just even after this conversation, I'm starting to get a little bit itchy. So I might find an iPad going over the map, looking at places to go. Leave it at that.
Well, if you've got anything organised, give me a shout. And like if it's I don't know whether you're into group rides or stuff like that much, or it's just the three of you together. But if you've got rides planned, give me a shout and I'll give them a shout. I'll give them a plug on the show here and share it. So if you're keen to get other people involved, then great. For anybody that happens to watch this just now or in the coming days, if you're planning a trip or a long trip, pick the brains of people like Brendan, Aaron and Andrew. They've got the experience. They'll keep you right with the equipment that you need, the planning required. And if you're planning a trip to Tasmania, these boys are certainly your people to speak to. So get in touch with them and, make it happen.
All right, boys. I'm happy to help anyone who's got questions. So.
Yes, exactly. I think that's what we need. As a community, we need to be like that. So congratulations again, gentlemen, and I'll keep an eye on what you do in the future.
Thanks very much, Bruce.
All right. Take care.
Take care. See you.
See ya. Thank you. So there we go, the Bass Strait Boys. Brendan, Aaron and Andrew. Brendan, in case you're wondering, runs under the name of Doug Cash on Facebook. So if you go looking for Brendan, you won't find him. It's Doug Cash. Cash as in CHE. And then you'll find him, or Aaron Tarbett and Andrew Thompson. So they're the gentlemen you want to message. All right, let's move on. Now I've got one little video that I was going to play. Let me see. I'll leave that one till the end. Let's do the roundup. Okay, so we'll wrap things up. All right. Here we go. QPWC. Entries are live for round 2, 18th of June, up at Atkinson's Dam. If you're a beginner, a newbie, some experience, and you're thinking about getting back into it, the more the merrier that can come together, the better the events will be. Click on the links, go to the QPWC Facebook page, or qpwc.org.au. You'll get the links there for round 2 as well. All the entries are all online. You'll have up until Wednesday let me get a date. Hang on a second. Let me get the date. The 18th. 14th. You have until next Wednesday, midnight next Wednesday, to get your entries in. So after that, the portal will shut down and you won't be able to enter after that date. So if you're thinking about it, make it happen sooner rather than later. The more the merrier. And the same goes not just for people that want to race. If you come up and have a look, see what it's all about. If you want to help out, hold skis, do some point scoring, then go ahead and come up and help. The more that can come up and help, the better. It's just as important out of the water for all the associations, not just the QPWC, but it's important for all the associations to get help outside the water, off the water, as well as in the water with riders and stuff. So the more people we can get involved in it, the better for the whole community. All right, so that's the QPWC. They're live now, so go get your entries in just now. Oh, what's happened here? There we go. Now, these ones here are AGMs are coming up. So New South Wales are still looking for people to fill roles. The current committee are stepping down, so they need to find new blood basically for the roles. Mike and Matty will be kind of hanging around in a kind of an advisory capacity, but they won't be hands-on with the association, but they will help to guide and keep people right. So put your hand up if you're interested. That's coming up pretty soon. Victoria, they've got a similar situation. They need blood as well for nominations for the association. Now, it's been confirmed, their date has been confirmed for the AGM. Prince Alfred Hotel in Port Melbourne, Saturday the 8th of July, 3 o'clock. Okay. Look up VJSBA page. If you're down that way, drop them a message. Alex Ewing is the man who would be your point of contact if need be, or message them through the VJSBA page, and then they'll keep. Then you can correspond with them that way. If you want to put your hand up for the committee or help out in any way possible or get involved in racing, then great, go for it. Now, there was also this is nothing official at the moment. Let me just get this here. Let me just touch on this one here. The top 3 podium spots in the SCX Pro World Tour, the HydroTurf World Tour, the IFWA World Tour, the first round, first 3 podium spots were all taken by Victorians in the freeride event. So first place was Ryan Savage, Joel Barry was second, and Mick Anthony was third. So that was a pretty good result for Victoria. Bruno Jacob, Brazilian rider, flew over. He was fourth. Now, as far as, let me just get the other bit of info that was being put out there. Now, let me just get this. I think it's here somewhere. I need to scroll down now. Probably not there. I saw it the other day. Oh, there we go. There it is there. Alright, so nothing official yet, but what they're trying to do in Victoria is get expressions of interest from those people that want to do free ride events. Exactly the similar event to what took place up at Alex Head at the weekend. So there's a bunch of people already putting their hand up for it, including, I did see Joel Barry willing to put his, willing to help out as much as he can. So I would imagine the likes of him and maybe Ryan and Ryan Savage and Mick and that would help out and get involved. There seems to be a bit of a movement towards trying to get some kind of free ride competition up and running again. So if you're interested, let them know. Go to Alex has actually got it public on his page, so you can go to Alex Ewing's page and you can drop him a message and let him know. Even go to the VJSBA page. Now, it's not an official, nothing's been officially announced yet, so it's just an expression of interest only. You can do it through VJSBA or Alex Ewing's page, okay, and let them know if you're interested in it. Even if you're out of state, you're willing to come down to Victoria for the comp. Okay, so that's all stand-up skis and and blaster type skis. All right. So finally, the last little thing is Pete at Wave Junkies. He's going out riding this Saturday and this Sunday and Friday. If you're interested in joining him, Now, you don't have to jump waves to join them. You can go down, watch them, see what they do, hang about with them, hang out with them. If you're interested in joining him and his team and his crew of riders, drop him a PM. All right, drop him a PM. Jet Ski Pete, Wave Junkies. Go to them and message them. Okay. All right. That's us. Let's go. All right. Now, that's us for this week. Next week, we will have Ant on from Jet LEDs. We'll talk about lighting configurations, fishing setups for jet skis. If you have any questions for next week for Ant, we'll fire them into the chat group, and we will answer them as best possible. If we can't get the answer for you that night, we will certainly get you the answer and post it up on the Jet Ski Republic socials. So next week, 7 o'clock. Now the following week, the show won't be on the 21st because I've got work commitments, and then obviously that's the same night as State of Origin as well. So I think I'll be enjoying that one for a change, and everyone else can enjoy it as well. So until next week, I'm just going to leave you with a brief highlight of Jeff Lakeford's nautical image highlight video from SCX event. Give you an idea of the skate park stuff as well as the freeride stuff out on the water. So I'll leave you with this video. Until next week, wherever you're up to, be safe, take care, enjoy your rides, and we'll look forward to catching up with you all again next week. Farewell.